Good. Oh, Jennifer. Good morning.
I'm sorry. We did the 10 to countdown, and then I realized I threw my glasses to read all my notes on the floor over here next to me. So I had
glasses.
Okay, old people. All right. I want to do. So good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
EMAX Chamber Chat Meet Our Members podcast at a shared universe podcast studio in downtown Red Bank.
I love how we always just change it up. There's always a new.
Yeah, because it's not scripted, as we all know. If you've ever listened to one of our podcasts, not scripted.
No,
especially with me at the helm. So we have
take a drink of
Chris
coffee.
Mad on the boards this morning. Thanks, Chris. Kevin Moot from Town Square Ignite. I'm still getting used to that, so thank goodness I could read your shirt.
I'm almost coming up to my year now.
I know,
which is crazy to think.
I didn't see you for a really long time.
That's true.
Yeah, it was winter. Ugh. Anyway, he's co-hosting with us today, and we have our guest is Richard Willis from Nissan City of Red Bank.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
We're happy to have you. We I did want to give a shout out to my friend Kevin because I was running late this morning, and he said he was already here. So I said, well, would you by any chance go down the street and get me my coffee? And he did, and it was waiting for me when I got here. So thank you, lovey.
I met some really great crossing guards.
Aren't they awesome?
You know what? They brighten your morning.
They really are.
The thing. I don't know who works around the
one who worked at the corner where our office was. Oh my God, she's so amazing because I don't see her now. But every morning she would wave and say good morning and everything. So sweet. I loved it. But we're not there anymore. She was sad when I told her we were moving away.
Well, I said hello to her today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
As she holds her coffee.
I know. I'm ready to take a sip, but I'm too busy talking. What else is new?
We were talking about movies before we hopped on, so there's probably going to be way too many references.
Right. Well, I'm not good at references, so don't leave me out. And Richard's just sitting here, because he's like, all right, just tell me when I have to do something.
That's it. I'm ready whenever you are.
That's what he always says to us. He's like the best. He's like such a great member. He's like, just tell me what you want from me. And I'm like, okay, but do you want anything from us? Nope, you just tell me what you want from me. I'm like, okay. He's really nice. We like that guy.
That's what we do.
So anyway, let's do some chamber business.
Yeah, we have today's really exciting.
I
don't know what your
today's exciting, but it's not an open to the public thing, but it's a big party. We have about 50 people coming to our grand opening today for our new location, so we're really excited about that. And we're very happy to have that going on today at our new place at Apple Street in Tinton Falls.
Well, what Jennifer's not saying is that she worked tirelessly to find a new location for EMAC that's going to be hopefully an almost permanent home. But
I hope not. I hope we're going to outgrow or take over that whole building. That's what I want to do. I'm ready for that. So anyway, what we usually do, and I don't always do it first thing, but I'm going to be impressive today, and I'm going to thank our corporate sponsors first off today, even though I could lead with our corporate sponsors because one of our corporate sponsors is sitting right here. So we'll start with the other one.
Well, I was going to say, who's that, Jennifer?
No, start with the other one first. So I do want to thank PDR, Packaging Distribution Resources in Island. They provide leading business solutions in warehouse distribution, and they've been a corporate sponsor of ours for 2 years. 2 years. So we appreciate their help and their support immensely. And then we have our local corporate sponsor, Nissan City of Red Bank.
Very local.
Within
a couple feet of us.
Did you know?
I made it here in 3 minutes.
Yeah, did you know that Nissan City of Red Bank has transparent pricing, efficient processes, and the respect you deserve? They treat every customer like family. It's a family-run business. I get all of this from Nina and Tom.
I was just going to say, you could take Nina's job.
I couldn't because she does it so much better, but I do listen every morning on my way in, and it comes in. Today you brought the road wrap, I think. Today Nissan City brought road wrap. I'm sorry. I know you work for a different radio station.
No, look.
You used to work for that radio station.
I love press communications. Like I said, I texted Nina before we hopped on, and all fun in that. I'm in the digital world now.
You're in the digital world. Yeah, so it's so different. It is different. I've been trying to understand it for a really long time. So, but Richard's awesome. He's here with us. He's going to talk to us about Nissan City. I have to say, this is true. This is not me listening to Nina. This is me being there when someone buys a car. When someone buys a car, it is the coolest place because the whole place gets excited. They blow whistles. You get to spin a wheel and get more prizes. They have a bubble machine. It's like a party when you buy a car. And you know what? They have cars.
Yes.
They have cars. They're a rarity in this day and age that they actually have cars on their lot.
the bubble machine got me first.
I know the bubble machine happened to get me, and then the prize wheel. I'm like, you buy a car and you get a prize.
Well, now we added a color wheel too, so there's
Colors
colors
and
going
bubble-
all over the
I haven't been in a
bubbles,
little while.
color.
So So we're gonna get
Better
to
than
more
any
details.
family
about-
party that I ever went to.
Well,
No offense to my family, but
exactly. You should have just drop a couple thou, to get that, but whatever. So anyway, some more businesses. We'd like to welcome our members. What did I do with that? Jill provides me with all the information as we know. Our members that have joined us since the last podcast of the last month of April.
May.
No, because I forgot on May, the last one of May. So I'm covering who's joined us since then. So we have Loey's Moving and Storage.
I think today's June.
Today is June, but I forgot to do it in May. So the last podcast of May, I was supposed to do the May members, and I hadn't done it. So I'm catching up.
Welcome.
Loey's Moving Service, Realty Picks, Bubba Coo's Burritos in Hazlitt, Shore Business Solutions, Total Comfort Group, Central Jersey Insurance, Richmond Wealth Management, Abramson Financial Group, Poncho Mexican Kitchen, and Almost Home in Seabright.
There we go.
That's a lot of members in a month.
And now I really want Mexican food.
Oh, and Poncho's good. I don't know if you've ever had it. It's in Little Silver right by the Acme. It's quite tasty.
Oh.
And Almost Home General has been a member for over a year, and they have opened, they just opened Seabright. Oh. So the first one is in Lincroft. It's a sit-down restaurant. The one in Seabright's just coffee and pastries. But they actually provide our pastries and parfaits and our coffee for our monthly breakfasts.
Oh, so good.
So, and we talk about our events that we have coming up. So look, we don't just sit around in the summer. Just so
it's funny. When I started, we used to
sit around in the summer.
When I started,
that was my first year.
Yes.
And we didn't sit around much after.
We started the same year.
Yeah, we did. It was pretty fun.
We've been killing it ever since.
We have. Okay, so because I did such beautiful graphics, I'm going to show them to you on the camera because this is part of my fun. Anyway, so in July we have a women. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Elaine, if you're listening. Before that, we have an event in June.
Yes, we do.
June 28th, we have our business after hours at 26 West from 5 to 7.
Yes.
Right here local, sponsored by the Golf Den, Minuteman Press, and Pension Parameters is buying the first drink.
Don't you love when Jennifer memorizes these things?
It's sick.
And it comes to her.
Like that.
Most of the time, I had to think. I had to picture it, actually, on the little graphic. Then, in July, we have our Women in Business, Double Your Connections with Atlantic Highlands Chamber of Commerce Women in Business.
Yes.
We're meeting at Val's on July 11th for some hors d'oeuvres and a cash bar. Yum, yum. We want to thank Lakeland Bank for being our sponsor for that. Then we have, what do we have coming up, Kevin?
So, as a local, I try to avoid this place.
only during season. When it
yes.
opens preseason and postseason, we're there.
But we were just there a couple days ago for a drink, and it's gorgeous when no one from across the bridge.
Hey, be nice. He's from there, and we love them. We love our visitors.
We are a tourist.
I'm a Staten Islander. Go easy.
I did some great work in New Dorp.
Over the years, we spent plenty of money down there.
Yeah, exactly.
All those nice houses. A lot of it because of us.
So loving our friends from up north.
Yes.
And actually, this is great because I'm very excited they chose the date right before I fly away.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be
you'll be there. So tell everybody what are we doing, Kevin?
It's gonna be our beach bash at Donovan's in Seabright. So beach on the water.
We're gonna be on the deck, overlooking the sand, overlooking the water,
overlooking Staten Island, New York City, the Verrazano Narrows,
watching all the people in traffic coming to visit us. We love it.
Now I'm trying to save myself over here.
Yeah, dude,
I know everything. I know when you get into Brooklyn, forget about it.
So
I've been there once or 10,000 times.
Listen, I don't even go to Brooklyn anymore. So
there you go.
So Beach Bash was a staple with the chamber for a long time, and then in 2018, when I first started, we were celebrating our 90th anniversary.
Yes, we were.
So we did not have a beach bash. We had a 90th party at a hotel with a pool, so that was fun. And then 2019, we're like, okay, let's have our beach bash again. So we threw a huge beach bash. It was awesome. We had it at the Ocean Place in Long Branch. We had about 150 people there. It was like one of our biggest events since I had started.
And
it was so awesome.
The Boss was there.
107 When the Boss was there. We were growing, we were expanding, and then boom. So in 2020, we didn't have a beach bash.
Something happened.
I don't remember what happened. Those whole 2 years are blur. But in 2021, we had our beach bash Christmas in July on the Navasink.
Yes, we did.
At the Elks in Red Bank. We were on the water, and it was really nice. It wasn't was the Elks?
Elks Club, right next.
Elks Club, yeah. It was the Elks Club.
Yeah, right next to Jersey.
So we did that, but this year we are back at the beach.
Oh, I'm so. You know what? That's the thing.
Back at the beach.
I will say, going to Donovan's the other day, watching that sunset from there is.
You know how everybody from my beach club gets their exercise in the summer? They plop themselves on the beach at 10 in the morning, and then at 12 they walk from my beach club all the way down to Donovan's. Have a few, walk all the way back, and that's how they get their exercise. I do not partake. I put my butt on the chair and I never move again. But, whatever.
Well, you also have daughters of age now that you can send.
Only one, and she doesn't come. One's not of age yet, but we're getting there. Anyway, but really importantly for Beach Bashes, our sponsorships are available.
Which we're very excited
We have not sold any of them yet, so we're starting early advertising. Get in on the excitement. We have the big kahuna.
July 26th, correct?
July 26th, 4:30 to 7:30. You must be 21 to attend. It's on the deck at Donovan's. It's the big kahuna is our sponsor. Our main sponsor, the Sunset, the Surf, and the Splash. They range from $2,000 to $250.
And it is cash bar, right?
It's a cash bar.
Because Donovan's is cash only.
Cash only?
Just to remember.
I'm so glad that I did not know that, so it is not advertised yet, but it will be cash only. Cash is king. And then, just to keep some of you who are not beach lovers, but you're golf lovers, September 26th, 9 holes, 3 clubs, wacky putters, save the date.
Now you want to talk about that for a second?
Not really.
You want to move forward?
I want people to wonder what that is and listen next time.
There you go, because there's a lot of golf outings going on.
I know, but ours is special.
I know.
It's not your ordinary golf outing. Oh, Elaine's here, Richard, only because you're here. She loves you.
Apparently we're getting our own bartender. Elaine, are you going to be my bartender? Because that would be amazing.
Elaine, really? We can and your own bartender. Okay, well, Elaine's on the committee. She must have planned this out somehow.
So for my comments about Over the Bridge, you're going to get your own bartender.
I'm going to get my own. Is it going to be Elaine?
Well, I know you're coming if it's Elaine. I know. Elaine says, good morning. Kevin McCormick says VFW. I'm not quite sure why he said VFW.
Oh, was it the VFW instead of the Elks Club?
No, it was the Elks Club.
Oh, sorry, Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin.
I was trying to help you out.
Thanks. Jennifer has
Ray
at the beach club. Oh, yes, you're right. Ray at the beach club is he is our private bartender. He will not be bartending at Donovan's. So just so you know, we're paying money for that. Ray does it for free on the beach for our friends. So anyway, there's a lot going on at the chamber. There's obviously for every event we have, there's sponsorships available.
Yes.
We could ask Richard, why sponsor something for the chamber?
Oh, well, it's very good, to be honest with you. I'm proud to be one of the main sponsors with you guys. I see everything that you do. You promote the businesses. You promote everything. I mean, I love it. I think it's the best thing that we've ever done since we're here.
Thank you.
And really, we get to advertise. We get to put job opportunities on there. You guys spread the news all the time, constantly getting the newsletters from you, which is great. It's been a perfect relationship so far.
Thank you. I love to tell the story how our relationship started because I was going to work on a Saturday. And when I work on a Saturday, I'm not dressed to go to work on a Saturday. And I was listening to my favorite country radio station, and I hear my morning Tom DeVoy on the radio saying, hey, I'm at this new business in downtown Red Bank, Nissan City of Red Bank. Stop on by. And I'm like, okay, well, I knew Tom was going to be at our Spinnaker coming up in June.
Yeah.
So I stop in and go, hey, Tom, it's Jennifer, blah, blah, blah. And I meet Mike and I met Richard. And I, all of a sudden it was like, oh, yeah, we're there. And then, wasn't long till you decided to be a corporate partner and we're a corporate sponsor.
I think we started with the beach.
You started, yes, I believe you started
summer
with
beach.
You started with our beach bash, Christmas. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's why we don't do that anymore. We gave up. My Christmas tree took a beating, so we're not doing Christmas in July anymore.
Yeah, because we've had 2 of those.
We had 2 of those. Yeah, one we had Christmas in July was at our wine thing that we did. Yes, so that wasn't like our big beach bash.
The beach bashes.
Elaine will happily make your drinks but she has to head to Google to figure out how to make them.
So we'll get Rich's drink order before we leave here today and make sure.
And Elaine says you sponsored golf too.
Yes, we did do the
Yes.
golf thing.
Yes, you
That's
did.
right.
So, and then you just jumped on
And
board
then
and
we
said, "Well,
just-
since I'm writing all
right.
these checks, let me just pay you at once for
do
everything." And I'm
one
like,
big one and get it over
yeah,
with.
we love that. We love that.
Well, we appreciate it too.
Yeah.
'Cause that's something
Listen, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything you do. It's a great thing being involved with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice.
And we try to get more of your people out, but you guys are so busy selling cars, they don't get a chance to come to much.
We tried. I actually had one gentleman, Mike,
Yep.
that just everybody loved. It might have been because he was a little bit of a piece of eye candy, but
We do like our young hot men that come visit us. Yes, we do.
we
Happy Pride Month, ladies. Happy Pride Month.
we've since promoted him into a different position, so he doesn't have as much free time anymore. And
Well, that's what happens. You're really good.
Yeah, I know. You get
So-
promoted. That's what you want. And that's that job opportunity he's talking about. You know, you really want that.
Oh yeah, we need people. I haven't found anybody to replace him yet, both in the showroom or as a liaison to you guys. So we are working on that. And anybody looking for a job or know somebody looking for a job, we are in need of people. Salespeople, receptionists, porters.
Everything, huh?
Yeah,
What's a porter?
maintenance, doing cleanup and
Okay.
floors and windows.
Oh my
and
gosh, that job is a responsible job because we had an event at Nissan last October, and it was a pouring wet, gross, disgusting, rainy night.
Poured.
We were all there inside, no cars, because they moved all the cars out of the showroom for us, right? So there's no cars in the showroom. They move everything out. And then we leave, and they've got to pull all the cars in. And you know where the cars were? Outside in the disgusting rain. So someone had to pull the cars in. Then they had to wipe the cars down. Then they had to clean the floor so it was ready for the next morning. It was an impressive thing.
Again, sounds like a great family party. I'm telling you,
I'm telling
like,
you.
If you
Yeah, we had a good time then.
Yeah, that was
Nice
fun.
turnout too.
It was very nice.
For our first
very
one.
nice, yeah.
Now trying to do it again, and you keep blowing me
Well,
off.
would you please buy a liquor? No,
was gonna
buy
say,
a liquor license. You just need a liquor
That's it?
license,
That's
and
all I
that's all
need?
you need. And then we're there every week. That's all you need is a liquor license. So,
Well, we'll just make it a family party. I don't think we need to have a license.
oh, then you
It sounds
don't.
like
Then you don't. I guess. So yeah, it's a family party.
I'm on Rich's side.
I know you are. Oh, it's like this. So I don't.
But to bring us back,
Well, just to
Mike was incredible.
Mike was good.
I came to
Why
our.
bring us back. I want to keep talking about drinking. I don't know what.
It is Friday.
It
at
is
night.
Friday. Yes. Okay.
But no, he was really great at our. He came to the ENG event. At what was that?
Mix and mingle at Murphy's.
At
Yes.
Murphy's Tavern. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was very nice to meet him, and congratulations
He's
to his
a,
success.
he's a
and his growth.
good young man, and we put him into a position in the finance department, so he doesn't have as much free time to run around. So
You know what's really cute is so we say it's a family business, right? So it's a family business, and so Michael comes to the thing. We're talking to Michael, and then he goes, I go, so how'd you do? He says, it was my first networking. I was a little nervous, but I did okay. I said, I think you did great. He goes, would you please tell Uncle Richie how good I did? I'm like, well, is he your uncle? He goes, no, but I grew up with him. He might as well be my uncle. So Uncle Richie. So it really is a family-owned business, family
it
business.
I
It
feel like
is.
It is.
He probably didn't want you to say
Wait.
that.
No, I think he's pretty proud to be Uncle Richie.
Well, no,
I think-
that's no problem.
Oh no, I meant like what? How was it? Can you tell Uncle Richie?
Oh, did I? Okay, well maybe he wasn't watching. So this is what my family does when Rascal Flats comes on too. So this is an action. This is
You compared a promotion to a country band.
Rascal Flats is not just any ordinary country band.
Touche.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
drinking something.
no, we don't
be
need to go back to
sensitive.
that. But people are going to be like, yeah, you're thinking about it. You've already doing it. Listen to yourself.
And at 9:20 in the morning.
Yeah, I did not. I swear it's straight coffee. I did not. Can you imagine if I did? Holy cow. Right?
Well, it's not.
Let's not imagine that.
It's
Because
not.
then I'll be asleep by noon and miss everything else for the rest of the day.
And we have a lot going on today.
We have a
So
lot going on today. It's a busy day. As we've mentioned, it's a busy day.
of course.
So tell us what's going on this weekend at the.
But we're still in the midst of our 1-year anniversary sale, so we have that promotion going on. We are raffling off a new car on the 18th. Is the raffle?
How do you do that? How do
You could go to the website, go to njnissan.com. There's an entry form there,
Okay.
and you could fill it out there and just drop it off in the store. The car part of the raffle is between all our stores because we have Hyundai in Brooklyn. We have Toyota in Westchester. We have another Nissan store in Portchester. And so the car will be divided amongst the 4 stores. We're going to pick one winner
You're
for
going
the
to pick
car.
one winner, and then is it the winner of that store, or can they pick any of the brands that they want? So
no,
it's like, say they win the Nissan and they want the Hyundai.
I'm pushing it, and we're giving away a Nissan.
Oh, good.
I'm not letting anybody else give away anything.
There you go.
So it's a new Nissan Altima.
That's
We already put it on the side so that.
What color is it?
I'm pretty sure it's burgundy. Yeah, like that blood red, like nice color.
I'm thinking, how many entries can I do? How many times do I come to the store and fill out an entry?
For you could bring in as many as you want. Stop by, stuff the ballot box.
I just happen to have a text or something.
And then each store is having a separate raffle for a 65-inch TV and a computer. So there'll be 2 winners from each store, and then 1 grand prize winner that will get pulled from all the entries.
This is all because you're having a 1-year anniversary that all these other people are helping to celebrate.
Ironically, when it was our 1-year anniversary, it was Toyota's 2-year anniversary.
Oh,
and
so it's a lazy family.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hyundai actually opened the same weekend we did, so it's both our anniversary.
Where's the Hyundai place again?
4th Avenue in Bay Ridge.
Okay.
Brooklyn.
So we do have to go to Brooklyn.
I go there once a month for the corporate meeting, so that's about the only time I go back into Brooklyn.
So what I learned from Mike, and what I love about your dealerships, and look, I work in advertising too. I work with a bunch of auto companies and all that. I love the family mentality. Kind of talk to us about how that really, so it's family owned, all the locations. Kind of talk to us about that background. And I know Mike talked to me a lot about your difference when you walk in, right? Like, because there's and we've seen all the TV commercials now of the stigma when you walk into a car dealership, right? And it's unfortunate because what I've learned, and since I've come to your location, it's incredible to walk in and you're treated like family. So do you mind talking to us about the difference of...
I was going to say, they don't just say that. It's true.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's true from every angle. It's true from the fact that more so in the Red Bank store than the other stores. Our HR person is Mike's wife. Our payroll person is my daughter. The bookkeeper is Mike's cousin. I have myself, who's Mike's brother-in-law. And
I wondered how that was. Okay.
And Mike's sister is my wife.
Mike's sister's your wife.
That's how I got dragged into it.
So, and
we have Mike. One of Mike's sons, Jojo, is working with us. He's going to be the sales manager there. He just graduated school. And James, who's our used car manager, is also Mike's family's cousin, his wife's side, first cousin. And then we got Mike Maiello, who just calls everybody uncle.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So we are truly family run, and his Brooklyn store is the same way. He's got a couple of relatives there in the Hyundai store, and the stores in Westchester are part of the partnership.
So the secret to the success is you've got to be Italian to start this, so that you have a big enough family to run every car dealership you have.
It helps,
yeah. Okay.
Definitely helps. So it goes along with that family owned and operated mentality. It truly is. And we do try to make it that way. I mean, we geared up everything. Everything is based off of transparency, efficiency, and respect. And I got that right, Eduardo, because I always screw it up.
That's why I have to write it down, Eduardo. So I try to.
He gets to be on video all the time doing his videos, and I always screw it up.
Oh, do you? And Mike had it when he came to think
of
it on his sleeve.
We all have it on our
if you have it on
sleeves.
your sleeve, it helps those of us
when you're on a video like this, you can't be going.
No, but I could have looked over.
But we try to keep it that way. We try to keep that mentality flowing right through to the customers. When they come in, they're greeted properly. We give them their space. We try to let everybody buy a car the way they feel like they want to buy a car, not the way the old days it was. You would, as a salesperson, you were trained. This is how you got to handle the people, and we kind of reversed that a little bit. Instead of trying to handle the people, we kind of let the people tell us how they want to be sold, and let them move at their pace. We don't put any pressure on people. We try to legitimately let them move at their pace. They want to come back in a couple of days, we're okay with that. There's no pushing and forcing. We try to keep the process move through. Once they say yes, we try to move through as quickly as possible to get them in and out of the showroom so they don't spend the whole day there. We finance paperwork. Now these days, it's not a matter of waiting for everything to print like the old days. we do everything on a tablet. You sign. We can even put all your paperwork on a scan disc, and you could just take home that little scan disc instead of a whole package of papers if you prefer that. And then we do our wheel spin. Yeah, we spin the wheel. We give prizes out. We try to keep something that I'm going to concentrate a little bit more on over the next couple of weeks. We try to keep most of the prizes on the wheel neighborhood and local businesses. We have Char on there. We have Teak on there where we give gift certificates. Greek Eats.
We need to, so none of these are chamber members. So we need to we need our chamber members to get on your wheel.
Yeah. Oh, please. Anybody that's a member that's interested in being on the wheel, either get in touch with you or let me know.
We're going to have to come up with something. We might have to do an e-blast to our members to let them know that this is a
and we could do anything. It doesn't have to just be a restaurant. If they want to give away a gift certificate, or if they have something, they get an old T-shirt that didn't sell in the store and they want to give them away.
We have awesome fitness groups part of it. That would be
give away a free week. Or
Stop
something.
Advertising those people that don't belong to the chamber. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about the others later.
What about 30 Burgers? Are they in the chamber? No. You're missing like the whole little thing.
If you're talking to them, why aren't you telling them to become part of the chamber?
I guess
you got a new job now, Mr. Salesman.
We'll add it to the list.
I can't do it all.
I'm just hungry now. I'm like, Jennifer, it's 9:30. I'll go walk in.
No, they're not open yet.
They don't yet. Yeah.
I'll stand outside.
In
all honesty, he'll go in the back in the kitchen and just start talking and pretend he's there to grab something.
And we did that for Chilangos, and Chilangos became a member.
We did, yes.
Well, those are the people you should put it on your little email blast that you do.
Chilangos, we need to.
Who's Bubba Coos you got there now?
Coos,
and listen, we'll do. We'll do all of them.
He's going over.
We're gonna be, because that definitely makes a lot of sense.
We probably have, I would say, probably about 30 spots on the wheel. We give away some stuff internally, or the mats we do, and free detail, for customers. So there's a couple that we keep internally. But if I could put I have no problem putting everybody on the wheel.
By the way, not to knock those other restaurants. We love those restaurants and we do frequent them as well. So just not to knock them. Jennifer. I don't want them to think we're poo-pooing them. We're not.
No,
we're just saying, think how much better it could be if you too could be sitting in this chair advertising your business.
Yeah. But wait, there's more.
There's more. I actually literally in the shower this morning was going, that's what the podcast is. But wait, there's more.
Well, every time I come on here, I somehow fit it in.
That and it's free.
Which you forget everything. We were just,
I know, I forget. Oh Sorry, did that hurt your ears, Chris?
Chris woke up for a second. He's like,
what?
You know what? That's better than coffee sometimes. Oh my goodness. But
so what got you into the car business? Was it just because you married Denise, or
no? I was in the car business probably right about the same time. In the car business 36 years. Truthfully, I was.
You're only 40. You started as a young.
I was a young kid. Yeah, I was crawling around the floor. They put pads on my knees, and I dusted.
Oh, good for you! Yeah, there you go.
And I was gonna say, were there Hot Wheels or Matchbox?
He set up his little Matchbox cars when he was.
That the burgundy one has to go next to the blue one because match.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was actually working for a beauty supply in Staten Island, doing deliveries and whatnot. I got engaged and said, okay, time for a real job. And back then, it seemed like an interesting business. I spent 6 years in college, didn't graduate. So I said,
okay.
So I got into the car business selling Toyotas back in 1985. And been in the business ever since. My most recent stints were with Pine Belt in Keyport in a Nissan store. I've been with Nissan 26 years. Before that, I worked at Staten Island Nissan.
Can I give a shout out to Nissan? Because sure, go ahead, right? It won't kill you. Did you know that my brother-in-law has a very big position with Chiat Day that runs the National Nissan Advertising Campaign?
I think you told me
I think I did. I'm very proud of him. So Nissan has a special little place in our family heart as well.
All I was going to say is I own a 2012 Toyota. So, eventually I'm going to have to come back and...
you're just about ready.
Yeah. They did something on the radio not too long ago about how many miles you have on your car.
Oh, I heard that.
And I was trying to figure out, like, I think I only have like 120,000, and I drive a lot.
You
too.
do drive
I
a
road
lot.
trips and all that from 2012 to now, almost a decade, and only 120.
Yeah, that's not bad.
miles. I was like,
Yeah.
I drive everywhere.
You know what saved you was not commuting for 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, that
That
helps.
saves
So
a
really,
lot.
it's
It saved a lot of
8
people.
years,
Yeah, it saved a lot of people.
We see that all the time. People coming in with leases, and they're like, "I need a 15,000-mile lease," and we turn around and say, "What do you need a 15,000? You only have 24,000." That's the first answer out of everybody's mouth. Well, we were home for 2 years with COVID,
right?
so,
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh my goodness, but no, it's definitely. I like that you said Toyota though, so I can kind of fit.
You can kind of fit in your
Now,
Toyota.
listen, we have a Toyota dealer, so I'll be more than happy to, get a car down here for you, and you could do everything here.
And it's funny
Oh,
because
really? You can do that with your stores? That's pretty cool.
Well, again, because we're all on the tablets, we could just go on and do all the Toyota paperwork right on our tablet. You could sign everything.
Well, maybe
so you could go to Nissan City of Red Bank to buy a Nissan off their lot, or if you needed to get a Toyota or a Hyundai, you could buy from one of their sister, brother, uncle, nephew, niece, family store.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. You could do that. Well, it's all, I mean, in honesty, it's just part of everything. We have people that buy cars from us that don't even come into the showroom. They know what they want. They see it online. We could email them the link. They sign all their paperwork on their computer. They send it back to us, and we deliver the car right to the house.
Well, I was going to ask how different it was.
That's not any fun, because then you don't get the wheel and the bubble and the colors.
You lose the wheel in that instance, yeah. But, what you probably saved in gas and tolls and time to get here.
You're true. You're pleasing everyone. That's what you get.
That's what we try to do.
But it is funny how much a decade changes everything, right?
Yeah.
So, like, because that was my first car that I was buying, I had no affinity to any, like, my parents had 3 Hondas sitting in the driveway. I had no affinity to any specific car, but I knew I wanted a truck, and I knew I was commuting to school. So the idea of finding this, and maybe this is a question to you, is how has it changed? Because in 2012, I was ready to go all the way down to Atlantic City,
right,
just to get the specific Toyota I wanted. It was like a 4-cylinder, like, again,
it's okay.
On this podcast, I'm not a car person. I did have the matchboxes and the.
Oh yeah, that's a completely different
thing.
And
I had a very strong personality father who thinks he knows everything. Love you, Dad, but thinks he knows everything. But
dads do know everything,
but
what they don't know.
and that's the thing. Like So I guess my question to you is it's similar today post-COVID? I know with the inventory where it is and the chips and however many other things that are going on in the auto industry. Is it the same where you find the exact car, or is it better that you can walk into a dealership and talk to a Mike, a Rich, someone on your team and say, well, we recommend this, that, and that, working with an expert?
There's a fine line there on how that works. Again, more so these days because of inventory and COVID and whatnot. A lot more people are looking for cars online. They're finding them online. They'll call. They'll ask, do you have the car? They come in knowing that's what they want.
Yeah. And
there's a certain percentage of people that come in thinking they know what they want. And then once they're there, all of a sudden it's, I always thought I wanted a blue car, but that red looks really nice. Or I never thought I wanted a white car, but the white car, and it'll just start the process all over. Yeah.
Does it change more color or type of car or the way it drives?
It's, I'm going to say 90% of the customers, once they decide on the car, it becomes the color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they like certain colors. I mean, that's why we always tell the salespeople, go out in the lot, walk the lot with them. Let them look and see, because you're seeing things. We've had people come in looking for a Sentra and wind up leaving in a Rogue because they were outside looking at cars. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, that's really nice. How much is that? And it'll just start the process all over again. But it's also a lot different because of the lack of inventory. People are settling a lot more. They need a new car. They're coming off a lease from 3 years ago. So they have to do something. They either got to buy their car or they got to get something else new. and so they're just coming in with almost a "what do you got" attitude. What's here for me? What can I get into? And then we just go from there. Start showing them a couple of cars. Lease programs aren't what they were 3 years ago, so that's an adjustment also.
Because that's what we're seeing a lot. And look, so I'm the one sitting here in the advertising world, right, and seeing the Polk data information, all these things. And when we go back into your world, we're seeing now it's 3 years. These people are coming off their leases. They bought them January, February 2020, December 2019.
Right.
They have no idea what to do.
Right.
So
it's a big transition.
When you have so many Carvanas and all these like crazy things online that are offering you giant coins that you can put in, and I'm not belittling anyone. I'm just saying the difference of being able to actually walk in locally, right, right there, and say, okay, well, I need help, because really that's what's happening. Is at the same time, how much did they actually drive the last couple of years? You were just talking about that before. It's an interesting concept in where it is today, and especially
that's why every once in a while you hear manufacturers talking about doing more online directly with the factory. I mean, that's something Ford has talked about.
Is that more of like the create your own car thing?
Yeah,
I've seen that a lot on Ford.
But but Nissan as a company has done a lot of research on that, and they still find that like 92% of the people want to go in and touch and feel their car. They're not into.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, I'm 28. I'm still old school. I want to go in. I want to
go in.
It,
you want to drive it, feel it, see what you like, what you don't like. Without a doubt, that's still a big.
If you haven't driven a car, if you haven't seen it, been in it driving and seen the blind spots, if you haven't experienced that, you could end up in something that you don't feel safe in.
And so I don't know if you guys did this during the pandemic, but I found it a little funny. But I got the concept of it was the virtual test drives. I don't know if you guys did that during. Someone would come in the car, and I don't know what it was, but it was like a bunch of dealerships started doing virtual test drives where like they would have the salesperson or the member of the team just drive the car around. It was a video thing, and if you did it,
no. We in all honesty, we didn't do it here because we kind of caught the tail end of
they
COVID.
Joined. They're only a year,
we've been pretty much okay with that. But we'll do that with customers. We'll take videos of specific cars, sit in the car, show them everything, and send them.
And I like that
video.
Okay.
So that they see everything, look at it. I mean, I don't know if you pay attention like to our Instagram page.
Elaine does.
We have Mike. And Joe, Mike's son. They almost created like a comedy routine. So every couple of days they're posting different posts, picking fun at each other, and Mike pretending to be Joe because he wants to be Joe and live Joe's life, and it's pretty funny.
So like I know the chamber does, but I personally am not on social media that much because I just don't have a lot of time. Because I would sit there and watch those for hours. Like,
that's what I do.
I'll set you up with it, Jennifer. Don't worry.
I know how to use it, Kevin.
I know you do.
I get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's what I do my first hour. I look at Google reviews. I look at our posts. I look at everything.
That's good.
Have to.
I have Jill. Jill. I'll just put it out there. I have Jill. So Jill handles all of our stuff really well.
Good.
And she does all that and follows it. So I'm sure she's very well aware of don't read that last line Elaine texted. She's not allowed to say it. We're not allowed to say that, so we don't read that out loud.
So here, I have another question, because this is something personally that I've always been curious about from and you can talk Nissan, auto industry. There seems to be a sale every holiday, every week of the year. When is the best time to, and I want to say purchase a car, but then there's lease and all these other things, but is there a certain, because then you talk about the next year models and all these things, like they start coming out in September. Like I'm educated enough to kind of see when those like 2023 start coming out, but yes, your answer could be any time of year, which is fine.
In all honesty, to answer that as best as I can, years ago, end of the month, was the best time because dealers were all trying to hit an objective and you could get away with a little bit more. But since COVID, they've gotten away from that mentality of dealers
Everything's
having
changed. Yeah,
objectives and everything because it's hard to put an objective out there when they're not sure if they're going to be able to build the cars. So over the last year and a half or so, it's kind of gotten away from that. I always tell everybody because I have friends of mine. My own mother says, "Should I wait to the end of the month?" I sit there and say, "Ma, come on." But we.
I'm sorry.
And now I got to meet Ma because she.
I tell.
We go back to the family-owned business. Right? We're getting mom's secrets.
Yeah. I always tell everybody, listen, we're going to sell you a car. We would almost, as a dealership, we would almost rather you come in the beginning part of the month. Because the last thing we want to be doing is being jammed up the last couple of days of the month because everybody thinks they're going to get, the better deal at that time. And all it does is create you being in the showroom longer because it's busier. It makes everybody have to stay late to finish deals. So these days, it doesn't really, month-wise, it really doesn't matter. Whether you come in the beginning of the month or the end of the month, we're going to treat you the same. We're going to give you the same basic deal June 10th or June 28th. It doesn't really matter. Again, same situation from the factory perspective with programs and stuff. Certain holidays, they would put extra incentive money on. They've kind of gotten away from that.
Well, that's why you mentioned
so those sales were
too.
being driven by the manufacturers more than the.
Yeah. Your Memorial Day, your 4th of July, your Labor Day was geared up. They would always put a little extra incentive on for the holidays and all. They probably haven't done that in 2 or 3 years. Nowadays, they come out with programs for the quarter. So the program that's on in January will usually continue February,
and it's the
March.
same program. So buy in January, don't wait till March 20th.
Well, the advantage of buying in January these days is that you have probably a bigger selection than you're going to have in March when we're starting to run out again.
Is that how is the supply coming with the cars? Is it improving? I mean, it's not going to be where it was pre-COVID.
No,
but is
it'll never go back to that.
No, is it improving
compared to where
it was a year ago?
It was improving.
It was
December, January, February production was getting better. But now they're telling us it's pulling back again.
Has the demand increased? That's why they can't keep up, or
well, the demand is always there
right?
Because especially in the Northeast, because you're doing probably the average deal is probably running somewhere around 70% leases. So every 3 years, people have to get out of their car. So the demand is always there. I think what changed is the manufacturers used to produce, let's say, 19 million cars, knowing that they were only going to sell 15.5 million. So they would spend a ton of money advertising, a ton of money putting incentives on, stupid incentives at the end of the year to try to help the dealers get rid of cars. And I think what COVID has taught them is they don't need to produce 19 million cars knowing they're only going to sell 15.5. So I almost think that they're at the point where they want to kind of build like 14.5 million cars knowing that they need 15. So it keeps them lean. It helps keep the dealers lean, and they're not wasting money, on all the incentives and the rebates. But it's
over the Goethals Bridge and you look down.
It's a learning experience though for everybody. From the dealer standpoint, you have to learn how to control your inventory the right way. From a customer standpoint, things change. It used to be you come in and say, "Oh yeah, that car's a $5,000 rebate on it." Well, yeah, that's not there anymore. So
the whole industry has changed then.
Yeah, definitely.
That's interesting.
It's a whole thing.
That's interesting.
It's a big cycle.
You said something I found very interesting. Why do you think the Northeast has more leasing than anybody else in the country?
It's a tough question to answer. It's just it's more the big market than just the Northeast. I think you see it in Chicago. You see it a little bit in California too. Those are the 3 main markets. We just
happen to have 4 big markets within a 3-hour
radius. And people, it's that fast pace. 3 years, I'm tired of my car. I want to get another car. And mileage
I want a horse in
wise, and
Montana. Can I just have a horse in Montana, please? That's really what I want.
We'll give you horsepower in New Jersey, but
okay, yeah, exactly. There you go. I got that. That I got.
yeah, that's it's just, and it's also, I think, a little bit of being in the main cities. You get that little bit of keeping up with the Joneses and living beyond your means.
Yes.
Your neighbor gets.
It's not just in the city, let me tell you.
Your neighbor gets a brand new car. All of a sudden, it gives you the bug that you need a new car, and leasing affords people the ability to be able to get a $40,000 car, let's say, at the same payment that if they were buying, a $30,000 car.
Right.
So you get a little bit more for your money. I shouldn't say for your money. You get a little bit more for your payment.
Right.
So instead of doing a 72-month loan and being at $400 a month, you could do a 36-month lease on a more expensive car and be at pretty much the same payment. So
no.
Yeah, but after how 72 months is how many years?
6 years.
6 years. Then how old's your car? Then you get to drive it around to the ground for another 6 before you have to invest.
Well, we
again.
get people all the time that come in, they want to buy out their lease, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But when you think about it, you've had the car for 3 years. Now you want to buy it out, so you're going to do a 5-year finance. So now when you're done with the car, it's 8 years old. You don't have a warranty because the factory warranty is up, so you got to add that in. A lot of times, we see it all the time. We say, okay, great, you want to buy out your car? Here's your car. 5 years, you're going to put the warranty on. Your payment is $425 a month. I can put you into a new lease for $440 a month. Well, what do you want to do? You want to be driving a 7 or 8 year old car, or you want to be that every 3 years?
I was really lucky. My in-laws would get the car bug, so they'd buy new cars.
Right.
So we'd get sort of new cars,
right,
and work all the way down. That was a nice
almost
thing.
like a hand-me-down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we would buy them for my in-laws, but so much better. Like, my nice little car I drive.
There you go.
It's not a little car, but thank you to my in-laws for that.
With a few minutes left, I love that you guys are a core partner with us and we're able to ask these questions, because I think what I love about the chamber is going to anyone that is an expert in their industry. And I feel 30 plus years. I do love Staten Island, though. Just so you know.
He doesn't love it that much. He comes down here every day to go to work,
I come out here to eat, too.
But
listen,
with all those coupons.
I live in Staten Island, but I'm not stupid.
But I think, and this is why I love the chamber, because I can ask questions and I get the educated response from the right person. Because really, with a couple minutes left, the last question I want to ask about is...
This is going to be a good one, huh?
I know.
He's prepared. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
30 years in the industry. Do gas prices change the mentality of someone buying a car in the current moment? Because we all know that gas prices fluctuate by day, by year, by season, by person sitting in a White House about 2 hours, 3 hours south of here. When you look at the last 30 years or so of you working in the industry, has that really changed people's mentalities over time, or does it not matter in the long run?
I'm going to tell you, truthfully, it probably affects maybe about 10% of the buyers.
Interesting. Okay.
It's not many. I mean, people are interested in gas. They're interested in it, but I don't think it makes them change their buying process that much. Maybe a little bit with somebody that's in a big truck, a guy driving a Titan, or a customer driving an Armada or something where they're getting 15 miles to the gallon, and it's costing them $170 to fill up their car, or $180. I mean, I laugh because I yell at my wife all the time. She goes, gas prices are ridiculous. I said, but you have a quarter of a tank in your car. So I wasn't filling it up. So she'll go to the gas station 5 times a week and put in $20, then just spend $100 in one shot to fill up a car. But I'm
fascinated with your mom and your wife after today. I mean,
it's like I'm not in the car business. But their gas prices don't really affect that much of the market.
Because I got laughed at the gas station the other day because I was excited. So I got the truck with the 4-cylinder because I thought I was being smart commuting to school. the guy laughed at me at the car. The guy said, it's the same size tank, right?
Right.
It's not a dip, which.
But it lasts a little longer in the four cylinder.
But it was one of those things like.
Plus, there's a large percentage of people that are saying, "Okay, it's $5 a gallon now. At some point in time, it'll revert back, so they'll deal with it, for right now." You're also getting, I think, you see a little bit more of an influx with the electric car market.
Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't even talk about that.
Everybody's getting more and more involved with that. I mean, we have the Leaf, which was probably one of the first fully electric cars that was out, and they've evolved that now to where the new ones now you're getting 325 miles on a charge. Obviously, not to mention competition. You got Tesla out there, which is he's really probably out in the forefront of everything. Nissan has their new the Aria coming out towards the end of the year, which is a SUV, fully electric. Yeah. I'm very wishy-washy on it. I think it's a great concept. I love the idea, economy-wise and everything. It's just that the way we are as a society, at least in the Northeast area, is worrying about running out of electric before you get to a place. Is that something that people want to?
Well, that's why I always wonder about a hybrid, because hybrid is not new. No. Hybrid is now.
Hybrid's been around
almost
20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
Yeah, probably close to 20 years.
I almost would look at it as if I was to get my next car now in the next 2 or 3 years, right? I would want a hybrid because, God willing, if I'm sitting in traffic, the turnpike traffic, there are not enough electric charge points or these new electric stations that are coming up. I would want to kick in to gas. So
this is a whole new industry. I just had a thought, like the AAA trucks are going to have to come with chargers.
Right.
They were coming with batteries. They were coming with gas. Now they're going to have to come with like a generator or something to like charge the cars on the highway.
I saw that on Shark Tank where someone was trying to put they didn't get a deal because it was too new. But they were trying to put like almost like jumper cables, but in your car. It's like a charging station.
In reality, wouldn't the best thing to be, and I said this a bunch of times, and I never really looked into it, but wouldn't the best thing to be is make your roof a solar panel?
Which they do have that in some of the cars.
Yeah, supposedly.
I don't know how well they work, but I've heard it. So.
But then you see those like not cartoons, but like those ones where like the sun comes in, it drives. The clouds come over, it stops. I know that's not reality, but
right, exactly.
Listen, you're not that far off. I was looking at a thing for my pool to skim the top of the pool because I got a lot of trees, so there's always leaves, and then they sink down. And I was looking at one of them, and it's solar charged, and it tells you in the thing when you're reading about it that when the battery gets to a certain point, it knows to seek out where the sun is in the pool, and it'll move to where the sun is and then sit there until it recharges. I was like, so we have this technology to skim a pool, but we can't figure out how to do it on a car?
Well, it's same with like...
can you see if the car all of a sudden goes, wait, sun, here, and drives? Then they have self-driving cars. The electric self-driving cars can take you over to the sunny spot.
You're not going to D.C. You're going to Baltimore.
I'm sorry, there's no sun in D.C. You've got to charge me in Baltimore. You can walk the rest of the way.
Well, and I always wondered with that too, and not to go to Tesla, but what I've seen from Tesla is they have the dots. They know when you're going to have to stop. And I think back to my family road trips growing up to Florida every year. That's 16 hours to Orlando. We knew we were going to stop. Like my dad, and I'll revert with my dad, so I'll make sure he's good with this.
You can give him some credit here.
Yeah.
He is proud German man. He drives. He does not let anyone else touch the wheel. We only stop when he has to go to the bathroom.
Right.
But he knows
that must be why Ray's German. That must be where he.
Oh, it is because have him and my dad talk.
Okay.
But that was the thing with driving all gas down to Florida. My dad knew exactly where he was going to stop. He knew that we were going to the first gas station in Roanoke, Virginia. Not Roanoke. Let's say Fayetteville, North Carolina. We knew that was going to be the first gas station we went to, and stop there. Then go to the next one. Then go to the next. Like he knew everything by that point. But that's old school, right? Like that goes back to like the maps.
Well, you're saying that, but what's really funny is my dad was the same way when we would drive from New Hampshire to Tennessee because all the relatives were in Tennessee. And the interesting part is with both my girls at JMU now, like having both gone to it's the same road we would take. So I know, like, I'm like, oh my God, the Milford Diner. We used to eat there all the time. Oh my goodness, this and that. And no, like, and I could say we would, you know, the first time we went down there, I'm like, oh yeah, get off here. I think this has a lot of places. And of course, it doesn't look at all like it did way back when,
Right.
but there are still, you can still do that.
And I think what I was getting to with the electric cars was Tesla has a lot of stops.
Yeah,
They were, when I looked at that map for the same distance, it's a lot longer than 16 hours.
I laugh because I don't know if it's just me or if it's a guy thing or whatnot, but I'm in the car a lot, so I kind of like play little games as I'm driving. You know,
all the
like
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't even want to tell you some of them
would you?
No,
because
just don't. That's okay. We
they're
don't need to go there.
dangerous, and you know, the old "can I close my eyes and get 6 poles down the highway?"
Well, that was
you know?
you.
Yeah. So that's
He saw that when he was cheating and opening his.
that's evolved. My son has a Tesla. That's evolved now. He'll Snapchat or FaceTime me as he's driving home, and he'll show me his car. He says, it says 10 miles till the battery's dead. I have 11 and a half miles to get home. What do you think? Do I make it? And I sit there and I'm watching now to see, like, because now he's playing his little game with his battery, and he's got me involved in it. And we're both sitting there. And he's coming. He works in the Bronx and he lives in Jersey, so he's driving. So it becomes like it's usually like 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night. Now I'm sitting there, instead of watching the Yankee game, I'm watching his
Watching him on your phone.
watching on the phone to see if he's going to make it home, or if he's going to drag my butt out there.
I was gonna say, who has to go save him, right? Right.
Oh my God. But Rich, thank you so much for being here, being a corporate
No,
sponsor.
my pleasure.
And
This is great.
It's fun.
overall, just answering our general knowledge questions about, because that's something that I think what I've learned from Nissan City over the year or so that you've been down here is that you are family, and like literally just like we could talk naturally and have that open conversation. So anyone who comes into Nissan City can do that too. So
That's
we really,
100% right.
we really appreciate being here today, finding the place.
Yeah,
I
thank
know.
God.
So thank you guys. And Jennifer, any last words?
Just, you know, you guys have all heard how awesome it is to be part of the chamber, how awesome it is to, you know, do business with chamber members, and give us a call, 732-741-0055 or emacc.org on the web.
And we're going to go off and I'm going to learn more of these games. So.
I know, right? I know. He and I are actually
join the chamber.
And any of the members want to be on the wheel, please
On the
reach out to
wheel,
us.
Chubb, yes.
I would love
I mean,
to
you-
put
and
that
wait,
sponsorship.
You still have something special for EMAC members we forgot to mention.
Yes, you got the $500.
Yeah, you got $500 off a car on the lot. And then you also have a service offer out there for EMAC members.
20%, 15%.
20 or 15, I
something
can't
like
remember.
that.
Something like that's on our site.
Check the site.
Yeah.
Go to the site.
But so you know, it's a great partnership. We love it, and you know, we're excited about doing all this stuff, and we love promoting our members and promoting our business and helping our members and Monmouth County grow. So with that, we will be back in 2 weeks, and we will see you then. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day.